Hey class, welcome to the tutorial on critical thinking reflection. I just kind of want to go over a few things. And just a side note, remember that any of these tutorials that you watch do not replace the reading of the directions. So you're still required to read the directions here. Um, a few things to point out. This assignment does require looking up credible sources. Uh, sh should be found within the um, two should be found within the GCU library. Okay, cannot use websites. Now, the reason why is because you want something that's peer reviewed and a research article that is most likely going to be peer reviewed and authenticated as a valid research article. Using Google, you'll find some stuff, but you don't know for sure if it is peer reviewed. And also, you won't necessarily get full access to articles on your regular Google search. University libraries spend thousands of dollars for their students to have access to articles you cannot get access to. So that's why I use the GCU library. Okay. You also see here that one source can come from the optional readings in the topic one study materials, which is right here. If you click on this, you'll have a list of sources you can use. But for the most part, you have to use 2 from the library, so a total of 3. All right. Now there's 300 to 500 words defining critical thinking, and that's what you'll be researching is critical thinking. So you want to make sure you read through these directions, and you're going to write in multiple paragraphs. Okay. Um, Paraphrasing is preferred. Whether you're paraphrasing, which means writing, and when I mean by preferred, I mean you should definitely I wouldn't quote. I always say no quoting. Paraphrasing means that you have to have to write the quote in your own word. Now in the directions it says use a quote. So if you happen to sidestep this requirement and use a quote, better not be longer than 1 sentence, under 20 words. And you want to make sure that you're actually citing whether you write it in your own words or which is paraphrasing or quoting. Just because you write a fact or a quote in your own words doesn't mean you own it. You still have to give credit to the researcher or it's considered plagiarism. Okay, so always cite. So you're going to answer these questions on the APA template. Now, here in the directions, you don't see it, but you'll see in my post that I did give you the APA template. So when you open it up, this is what it looks like. And you'll just replace your information here, like your name here and, your college name, course number. Now, one of the things about this, you probably already seen this APA template, hopefully, but you're going to write your actual uh, information like this. I wouldn't use this one as an example here because it's not really a correct paragraph. Paragraph should be more like this. So it should be over 4 sentences. Okay, so this is, you want your document to look pretty clean. Now, when you're citing, you can look at this information as an example because there's some citations in here as well. All right. So when you cite authors, you're going to use last names and year. Don't use initials or abbreviations or anything like that. Et al. Means that there's more than 3, sometimes more than 5, depending on how many. I would say if you have 3, you use the 3 last names and the year. Okay. Anytime it's over 5, you go to straight to et al. All right, 5 names. That's just a basic way of citing, but this is just a good way of showing you what it would look like. Okay, and then make sure you have your own reference page. So here, obviously, you're going to delete all these and have your own references. This is what they should look like and how they should be formatted. Notice up here in the toolbar, this is where you can actually mess with it. So like, let's say I have one that's not formatted correctly. Let's say it looks like this. Just kind of go down. Let's say it looks like this. I want to make it look where it has the proper formatting. The first line is always, 1 inch around. If you put your cursor over, you see how it says left indent, move it up to you see hanging indent, and then see how it all, well, they all moved over, but they moved over. That's how you want to make sure they all end up. They all may not move over like this, so you'd have to do it probably individually. So just kind of give you an idea what that looks like if you want to look at the change, if the formatting changes on you when you place sources there. Okay, so make sure you're following these directions to a T and writing a paragraph question per question answer. Okay, so right here it looks like there's read some definitions of critical thinking, comprehend it. One right here is looking at the sources you found. You're going to write a definition and also explain exactly what critical thinking is. So make sure you are very thorough with this explanation. Okay, so you're going to write multiple paragraphs. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help out in any which way I possibly can. Thanks.